21st of July. So, the moment has come. I'm starting a diary. Feels a bit odd because I've never kept one before. Today I finally bought myself a telescope. Saving and steady work paid off. I'll use this diary app to log my sky watching sessions and jot down what it feels like to own a telescope. Plus, the diary is insurance against me quitting the hobby after a week. Tonight I'll set up the gear, and tomorrow night I'll begin my first observations. July 23rd. Got bogged down with errands, so I had to push observing back a day. Now the moment's here. I'm writing while I watch so the thoughts stay fresh. My expectations didn't pan out. My fault entirely. I thought I'd look through the scope and see planets in perfect detail, like the photos online. Reality's less glamorous. The planets are tiny specks trembling in Earth's unsteady haze. Sure, I could make out Jupiter's bands and Saturn's majestic rings, but these aren't the bright candy-colored shots NASA shows us. At first I was disappointed. Then another thought hit me. I'm looking at those planets live, in real time. They exist right now before my eyes, not frozen in an immortal picture. This isn't an image. It's a moment. And moments are meant to be caught. With that conclusion, I'm ending tonight's cosmic acquaintance. Tomorrow's a tough school day, and I need sleep. July 24th. All day, my mind was on my new hobby. I just wanted classes to end so I could rush home, wait for sunset, and dive back into the sky. Now I'm home. Darkness is coming, and I'll soon enjoy the moment again. Time to see it myself. Didn't even notice 3 hours fly by. It's well past midnight, but tomorrow's my day off, so no worry about sleep. Strangely, in all that time, I never once looked at the moon, the first target for most new telescope owners. Time to see it myself. The moon is breathtaking. With the naked eye, you can't grasp her true scale and grandeur. Through the eyepiece, she's stunning. What must it be like to look at the moon while standing on it? What would I feel if my foot touched that surface? Sadly, I'll never know. While scanning the lunar face, I thought I spotted something. A fleeting instant, hardly caught by consciousness. It couldn't have been a meteor or anything like that. I swear I saw movement. I slowly swept the surface, and suddenly something darted through a shadow, as if trying to vanish. Looks like my brain's telling me it needs rest. July 25th. Though I gave myself a rational explanation for yesterday's glitch, my mind kept circling that split-second motion across the cold sun's surface. I'm starting another session right now. Damn, it wasn't my imagination. I saw movement again. Just a flash, but it was there. I think I'm losing my mind. Or, this is a fever dream. It can't be real. It's stopped hiding. I saw it. It emerged from the moon's far side and now just stands there, as if staring at me. At first I figured it was an optical illusion, faulty lenses or something. It barely stood out against the lunar background. But every time I pressed my eye to the eyepiece, the silhouette sharpened. Dawn's coming soon. I need at least a bit of sleep, but I can't stop thinking about this. Took a sleeping pill. Hope it helps. July 26th. A friend invited me to his birthday, but I had to decline. All day I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch phantom movements. I just want to shut myself in my room and never come out. I reread my diary entries. All of this is starting to look like the ramblings of a madman. I think it's best if I don't tell anyone about what's been happening. He's still there, as if he never left. Now his outline is even clearer. At first, it seems like a pale smudge on the horizon, but then I start to make it out. His body isn't a solid form, more like a writhing mass, woven from thousands of thin threads, each moving to its own rhythm, like individual living things. The movements are barely noticeable, subtle. It moves, yet it doesn't, like a wave surging and retreating, barely touching the surface, and all of it, like a sigh. You can hardly tell where the movement begins or ends. Eyes? I can't make them out. Instead, there are enormous, empty voids, as if darkness itself had become tangible. These voids seem alive. They devour everything around them, as if the space within them chews up light and time. Its face is unclear. I can't say where it begins or ends, but the mouth. It looked as though it had once been sewn shut, leaving only a faint trace, but now it's open. And between its lips, thread-like strands, as if the mouth had forced itself open, but some of the threads still remain. Seeing it in its full form, I frantically began to pack away the telescope, cursing the very idea of buying it. I'll put it up for sale tomorrow and never return to this hobby again. July 31st. I haven't touched the telescope these past few days. Selling it turned out to be more troublesome than I thought, so I gave it to a friend for safekeeping, explaining that it was just taking up too much space in my room. My dreams have started to trouble me. They're turning more and more into nocturnal torment I can't shake even after waking up. I shoot up from bed, drenched in cold sweat, always hoping it was the last nightmare. The lunar entity is the main character of those dreams. I never remember the full picture, but the ending is always the same. It calls to me, and when I try to run, I only hear a whisper in pursuit that makes every cell in my body tremble. The whisper says that in trying to escape, I'm only getting closer to the place it needs me to be, and then I wake up. Honestly, the fear doesn't fade with sunrise. Constant anxiety has become my shadow. I cut ties with my friends, stopped leaving the room, and drew the curtains shut. I covered the mirrors after seeing a faint silhouette of the creature behind me several times. I've even started hearing things. At least I hope they're hallucinations. At night, I hear knocks on the window, shuffling footsteps around the room. But when I turn the light on, of course, there's no one here but me. My life is becoming more unbearable by the day. Each day, my mind loses a little more grip on reality. I reached out to a psychotherapist. He set an appointment for tomorrow. I just hope he can help me even a little. August 1st. I came back from the therapist's appointment. As soon as I entered the room, I broke into a cold sweat. The telescope was lying on my bed, and beside it, a note. Couldn't reach you. I'm moving in with my parents and can't take your telescope with me. I tossed the note into the trash and pulled out the pills the shrink prescribed, feeling weak, extremely drowsy. The pills are clearly kicking in fast. 3 a.m. I woke up and realized I was standing in front of an open window, but the real terror struck when I saw the telescope beside me. It was fully assembled and ready to use. Fear stabbed into my skin like 1,000 needles. My hands went cold and it felt like the air around me was tightening. I stumbled back into my chair and collapsed into it, drained. I'm writing this not knowing what to do, though it seems obvious what must be done. I'll record my next entry in audio format so I don't get distracted from the telescope. Mic check. Okay, seems to be working. I'll voice every action Might help calm the nerves. Approaching the eyepiece. Breathing's getting harder. I see the window, and in the window it's there. That wretched smile. And those hollow eyes.